So Davey, great to have you back at Grant Street. What's your earliest memory being here as a player?
Thanks for having me. My earliest memory coming to Clark was probably the first game that I was here. I was living in Aviemore at the time, and we were playing away to Fraserburgh, and I'd said to my girlfriend at the time, be home maybe about 9 o'clock, something like that. So arrived up here at the park, bus was sitting outside in the car park, all the players were in the dressing room, and I went on the bus, put my bag on, and I noticed there was about 10 cases of beer, a karaoke machine, so put my bag on, came straight off the bus. It was the days before mobile phones, so straight into the social club, on the phoned the girlfriend, I'll be back tonight. And that kind of set the tone for my Clark career. Win, lose or draw was always a party in the bus. You had Gav Deary as mic controller and DJ. We always had a great time coming back, and I'm pretty sure all the guys that were on the bus at that time will agree that Gav was a better DJ than he ever was a referee, but I'll not say too much about that, Gav.
So not long after signing, silverware soon followed. In '98 you won the qualifying cap. Tell us about the cap run and also your 2 goals.
The cup run, '98, quarter final was actually my first game of the season. I had joined the fire brigade and had gone off to the fire training school for 4 months, so I never played during that time. And then when I came back, I got injured. I think I had a hamstring injury, so the quarter final was actually my first time I was named in the team. Tight game down at Cove. They were really fancy. I think they were top of the league at the time. And I think we took the lead. Bruce McGraw, I think. And they pegged us back to 1 each, and I remember midway through the second half, I think it was, a corner from Grassa, and I don't know, I just go up for every corner anyway, but I just left a bit of space, and just remember getting up there and nobody near me and nodding the ball in, and it was brilliant. And it's not like it was back to the wall after that. I think we actually had a few more chances, but when the final whistle went, kind of euphoric moment for everybody, because we knew that was us in the draw for the Scottish Cup for the first time in about 16 years or something like that. So it was magic, and I believe the guys had a fantastic party on the bus on the way home. Unfortunately, I was night shift for the fire service, so I had to drive myself back to Inverness, so I missed out. However, a couple of weeks later, we played Huntly here at Grant Street. Again, Huntly, I think we're sitting about second top of the league. Much fancied to beat us that day. Another tight encounter, another ding-dong battle. We went up again. I think Bruce McGraw scored again. We were pegged back to 2 each late. Then in the second half, there was about 5 minutes left. The big Coco Sinclair went up for a header. I think it was a corner, and the ball came down. I thought it was going in. I was celebrating, and it actually hit the post, and it was like slow-mo. There was bodies everywhere, and I just remember throwing myself at this ball and seeing it going into the corner of the net, and it was just euphoric. I got back to my feet, started running away, didn't even make it out the box, and Big Herchie and all the boys had already rugby tackled me and were on top of me, and we knew at that minute there was no way back for Huntly, and it was fantastic. So I caught up with a party that night. That was my party night, and then of course a few weeks after that, it was all in such a short space of time. We got the final at Borough Briggs, again against one of the most fancied teams in the league. I think they were sitting out about third or something at that point, Keith. So we were underdogs again. Went down to Borough Briggs, took an amazing crowd down. It looked like the whole of Merkinch was there that day. And again, Brucey McGraw came up trumps with a goal, and I think it was Alan Keddy and Jerry McPherson, and we eventually ran out 3-1 winners, and it was just amazing, a brilliant time. celebrating with the fans on the pitch after the game. I remember one of them giving me a scarf. I think it's in that picture up there on the wall. It was just amazing times. On the way back in the bus, we're nearly panning the windies in with a rendition of the Lilies Are White. Back to the social club, brilliant night, another party went on for days. And then obviously we had with the Scottish Cup to look forward to. And yeah, it was a real buzz about the place. There was a lot of firsts in a long time came out of that cup run. That was the first qualifying cup in about 24 years as well. And it just created a great buzz around the club, and you know, I think that it really made us step up a wee bit as a club after that.
Yeah,
it was great.
And the buzz also continued in 2004 when you managed to win the league. At the start of that season, did you just go into it thinking it would be possible to win that, and also the cup as well?
Did we think it would be possible to win the league? We knew we had a good side. We knew we really had a good side. A lot of experienced players by that point. Guys that were young players in the qualifying cup, like Neil McCooch and Andy Lewis, were now seasoned players. They had another 5 years under their belt. And we also, the addition, Robbie came in, took us to another level in terms of training and everything else. Brought in a few really experienced players. We had like Daisy Ross and with Gary Ross and Dave Mackay and a few other guys that came in, you know, really good players that come, a lot of them played in the Scottish League. So we knew we had a brilliant squad, but we just took every game as it came, you know. We just battled in every game. We were a battling team. We had some great flair players as well, but we were more battle for each other, a total team. And I don't think we would have said we would have won the league, but we knew we were improving all the time. We knew we were as good as anybody on their day. But as the season went on, yeah, we knew we were flying, and it was a possibility. We're always capable of winning a cup. That wasn't an issue. Like, we could sustain it for the whole season and stay free of injury. But yeah, it was a tremendous season. It was a double winning season, winning the cup down at, strangely enough, Keith as well, who won the League Cup. And we were a penalty kick away from, you know, a historic treble, which would have been unbelievable. Unfortunately, we lost out on penalties to Bucky Thistle at Forest Mechanics. But brilliant times. Again, another amazing party afterwards that went on for days and days over at Robbie's house. Brilliant times.
Yeah. Now, just to finish, looking back on your career at Clach, who would you consider the best player you played with?
Well, it's tricky. It's tricky and it isn't tricky. I was lucky to play with amazing players during that time. Big names in the Highland League as well, and Scottish League. Alan Hercher, Daisy Ross, Colin Mitchell, Grassa, Jim McPherson, Bruce McGraw, Big Sandy McLeod. All brilliant players. Quite a few flair players there as well, but with all due respect, my favourite player, and it's two players, it's not one player, I couldn't pick one, there's two players, and they weren't flair players, but they were real team players. They were the guys that allowed the flair players to do their job. These guys were quite often asked to play in multiple positions because they were good enough to play in multiple positions. Like I say, total team players. If you cut them open, they would have bled white. And my favourite players at my time at Clach were Alan Richardson, Aldo, and John Douglas, Jed. To me, two of the most underrated players, but I think most of the fans would agree, two of the best team players that you could have wanted and had.
Well, Davey, thanks very much for your time. It's great to see you back here.
No bother, Connor. Thank you, mate.
Thanks.